Hello grade 6, I thought I would make you this video to explain the work that I would like you to do during lesson 1 and lesson 2 and to address any issues or concerns that you may have with regards to the remote learning that we'll be doing and also where to locate your materials or upload your work. So first of all, I'm going to go through the PowerPoint that I have uploaded both on ManageBack as well as on the OneNote book in the content library. So just to be clear, we obviously are not going to be able to do spellings the way that we did before. So in order to try and keep you learning better vocabulary and to use better words in your writing, I'm going to provide a word of the week, maybe sometimes 2 or 3, that I want you to look up in a dictionary, learn its definition, and then use it in a sentence in one of the written tasks that I will be giving you that week. You can also, if OneNote is working, there is a tab for your word of the week where you can add additional sentences where you have used that word. Maybe you've changed it to an adjective, maybe you've tweaked it to an adverb, and you're just playing around and experimenting with the word, which shows me that you are engaging with sort of your spellings and definitions in that way. What I will be doing is I have a list of your names where I'll be ticking off a lot of elements. Obviously, I'll be ticking off those who have uploaded the work, those who have engaged with the tasks, but also I will be ticking those who are meeting the word of the week challenges and those who've used the more challenging word perhaps of the week. This is not something that I want you to panic about or become anxious. If a word is too hard for you, if you are finding it difficult, then let me know. I can give you another one, but you don't have to worry or become stressed. It's just a way to help you learn your vocabulary while you're at home and not in the class with me. I also want to go over housekeeping with you. It may help you or it may be confusing that we've got lots of different platforms where lots of communication is happening. I'm uploading everything firstly on ManageBack. That is our main page. That is where everything's going, PowerPoints, tasks, deadlines, dates, etc. However, you don't have your copybook at home, and even if you did, you can't give me your copybook to show me your planning or to show me your sentences or any of the activities that we're going to be doing, which is why I'm using the OneNote book, as it's a virtual copybook. I will show you in a minute where you can find this notebook, as a lot of students have found difficulties locating it. If for any reason OneNote does not work, as it has not been working today, because lots of people are currently using it because lots of people in the world are now learning from home, please again do not panic. All of the questions and every activity will always be on the PowerPoint. Therefore, if you cannot access OneNote, just open a Microsoft Word document, do your work in that document, and then email it to me or upload it to ManageBack, okay? And what will happen is over the next week, we'll work out what's working, what's not working, and we'll find a better solution. We're all brand new to this. We're all in it together. I've never done distance learning before. You've never done distance learning before. So it takes all of us to communicate really well about what's working and what's not working, and what you don't understand and what you need help with. You will have some activities on the Demon Headmaster for the next few weeks because I thought it would be slightly unfair to start a brand new unit while you're still learning what remote learning is. Therefore, we're going to continue with the Demon Headmaster because you know the content really well, you know who the characters are, and you just finished your summative. By the way, marks will be on ManageBack over the next few days. However, I would like you to read The Witches. If you want to copy your normal English timetable, then do 10 minutes of reading The Witches 3 times a week when you would have your English lesson. If you want to read more, then by all means treat it as stop, drop and read and do 10 minutes every day of The Witches, okay? I have uploaded a PDF and an EPUB on ManageBack, and I will be uploading an audio book as well for those who would like to listen to it while reading to help you with pronunciation and learning new words. We will only do the Demon Headmaster for a few weeks. If we are not back in school at this point, then we will begin the horror unit that I've spoken to you so often about. And that will come at a later time. But for now, The Witches is what I would like you to read for your 10 minutes reading for the lesson time. You will also get other activities from me. These other activities might be very random SPAG exercises, like changing adjectives to adverbs, using semicolons, because we need to work on your spelling, punctuation and grammar. And that's very important that we don't forget all of the grammar rules and the punctuation and spelling rules that we have. So they could be completely random, not connected to the Demon Headmaster. On your OneNote, there is a separate tab named SPAG. But again, if OneNote continues to be a bit tricky over the next few weeks, then we will find another platform that works very well for you to show me your SPAG activities. So like I said, there's lots of information across multiple platforms. We're also using Microsoft Teams. What will happen is we will have a meeting tomorrow where all of you need to log on, and we will chat about the work, and you can ask any questions after watching this video about any of the lesson content or English in general. So this is self-explanatory. The word of the week, I've given you 2 for this week, that I want you to try and get into the written task. And the written task this week is a diary entry. So I want you to try and use the adverb separately, and I want you to use the word disastrous in a sentence. They don't have to be in the same sentence. Just make sure you're using both of them across the task. Okay, so the first activity that I want you to do is just unpacking our concepts again, as it's been a few weeks since we've been in this unit, and towards the end we were only really talking about acting and creating the scene and the script. So I want to take us back to our related concept, which is power, and look at the idea of what is power. Now, this activity is in your OneNote book. If I just come out of the screen for a minute and go into OneNote book, I'm in 6B for a minute. But if you go into the Demon Headmaster, so you go into Content Library, the power activity is there. Loading, because the internet is quite slow at the moment. But then there should be the power activity, and in this screen here, you will see the same questions that you see on the PowerPoint, okay? And then what you can do is underneath the questions, you can type in a different font your answers. This is if the OneNote is working. If it's not working, then just take the questions from here on the slide, copy them into a Microsoft Word document, write your answers and send them to me via email or upload them to ManageBack, okay? So the questions are really all about your opinions. They're not to be Googled. It's not for you to look up what is the answer to this question. It's getting you to, and your critical thinking. So think of the relationship between you and your parents, or you and your siblings, so like your brother or your sister, they could be older or younger. Who do you think has the most power in your relationship and why? So for example, you may feel that you have an elder sibling who has more power than you because they're older, they get to go to bed later, they get to go out, they have more independence, or when you argue, they always seem to win the argument. Or you may have a younger sibling that you feel has the most power because maybe they're better at arguing, or maybe they're better at doing something, maybe they're better at skateboarding than you, for example, and you feel that they could be slightly more powerful. So I want you to talk about only your opinions and only your thoughts, okay? Again, do you think power is a good thing or a bad thing? If you think it's both, then tell me why you think it's both. You don't have to agree that it's one or the other. Again, it's just your opinion. And then the final ones is, who is the most powerful person in your life? And obviously it's a one-word answer. But then I want you to explain why you think that, or why you feel that, okay? So it's not about just giving me very simple sentences. I want you to give me some compound sentences or some complex, where you're really explaining why you have decided on that answer. And then finally, who is the most powerful person in school? Now, the reason I'm asking that is because, of course, our play is The Demon Headmaster. It's all about a headmaster at a school. So we're bringing it back now to the more of the content of the play that we have been studying. And again, you can speak personally about who you feel is the most powerful person at DIA Al Barsha, or you can be quite general about who you think a powerful person in a school should be. And again, you can give me both if you want to, okay? These questions are designed to be as challenging as you make them. If you want to give me loads of information and loads of examples and arguments, then please feel free to do so. But it's just getting you to understand the concept of power and what it means or what it doesn't mean and what it means to you in your life. Once you've done that, I want you to move on to the next task. Now, these two tasks, so revisiting the concept of power is task 1, and then the diary composition is task 2. This should take you 2 lessons, so this should take you 2 hours, okay? If it takes you longer than 2 hours, please let me know, as I don't want to burden you with lots of homework. That's not the idea. And if you also feel that it was too little, and that you want more work, then please communicate that to me as well. So the diary composition, you should know how to do a diary very well because we were doing lots of these during the Titanic unit. But if you have forgotten, I have given you a template here for you to follow with some more comments on the format, okay? If you want to also open your Titanic letter, well, some of you did a letter, but most of you did a diary before and look at any feedback from those, then please feel free to do so. What I want you to do in this diary is I want you to become a character in the play. Now, you can be Harvey, Lloyd, Ingrid, Ian, etc. Or you can be one of the students who's being hypnotized, so one of the prefects. If you want more of a challenge, then be one of the prefects, because of course we didn't really see much of their character in the play. We just saw them being quite rude and always following orders. But of course, a lot of the time they didn't know that they were being hypnotized. So you could really take on their personality, maybe they're questioning, how did I get here? What just happened? I don't remember what I did yesterday, for example. So if you want more of a challenge, go for a student who's being hypnotized. And of course, if you don't go for a student who's being hypnotized, it's not that it's less challenging. It's just, you can make it as challenging as you want, with Harvey and Lloyd making all the alliterative comments that Lloyd makes, like, what does he say? Bouncing bananas, etc. So I want you to become a character, and I want you to write a diary from their point of view. As you know, diaries must be in first person with lots of emotive language, lots of adjectives and descriptions. I want you to talk about your feelings about what's happening at the school. Now, you know what's happening at the school. The head is trying to take over. He's got an army of hypnotized students. He holds assemblies where he hypnotizes them, and his plan is to get onto the Eddie Hare show. Now, the hypnotized students don't always know this, but they can still comment about maybe some other odd, strange happenings in their school. So I want you to write a diary about what's happening, how you feel about it, and then end the diary by discussing your opinion on the use of power at the school. So it's just trying to get the related concept back into the task so that you can show me that you understand the concept of power. Now, I've also put some points or some aspects to consider. We've gone over this one just a minute ago. Which character are you going to be? But also, what emotion do you want? Do you feel powerless or do you feel powerful? As they are two very different emotions, and they will completely change how you write the diary entry. Final slide is just a layout to help you with the diary. This needs to be uploaded during lesson 2. Okay, now if you do it all in one day, that's fine. Okay, that's perfect. You've done it all, but the expectation is that it takes 2 hours, so 1 hour on day 1 and another hour on day 2. You can follow that, or you can have your own structure and your own timeline to do things. But please do not panic if you just got the questions done in lesson 1 and you're going to do the diary in lesson 2. You work out what it is you need to do, and the deadline is on ManageBack, and there is a Dropbox on ManageBack where I want you to upload this, okay? I'll send another video now in a minute to show you how to access Teams, OneNotebook, and the meeting that I have designed for us.